So finally, my friends, we finally have clarification on where we are going in terms of the central defensive midfield position in Barcelona. We had so many questions. We're like, what's going to be the future of this position? Who's going to be coming in next? Who is the current best positioned player to play in Busquets' role? There were so many questions, like what was the future? But now we do have answers. Sergio Busquets has decided to leave Barcelona, and yes, in about a couple of hours, Busquets is going to announce to the media that he will be leaving. This is, of course, coming from multiple reports stating that Sergio Busquets will not continue after having a long thought process of what he wanted to do, which was to renew for another year or to leave in this summer. Another player that is surprisingly going to be leaving and following Sergio Busquets will be Jordi Alba. So you can see that this is the great beginning, right? The great beginning of Barcelona having a brand new face. If you really think about it, the impact that Pep Guardiola left 10 years ago at this club is slowly fading away. And so we are going to be saying goodbye to another legend in this season. The first one was Gerard Piqué, and now we're seeing Sergio Busquets. It's crazy to see that all of this is happening so fast within a span of one season. We're going to be seeing Jordi Alba, Busquets, Gerard Piqué leave. The only player that will be left from that Pep Guardiola's Barcelona is Lionel Messi, and that's if he does come to this club, which is crazy. So Sergio Busquets' time at Barcelona was spectacular. He won a total of 3 Champions Leagues, 3 FIFA Club World Cups, 8 La Ligas, 3 UEFA Super Cups, 7 Copa del Reyes, and 7 Spanish Super Cups. So he won a lot of trophies. Do I believe that he has been Barcelona's greatest central defensive midfielder of all time? Yes, of course he is. And do I believe that he will be called as one of the greatest central defensive midfielders of our time? Yes, of course. So it's going to be a very emotional moment for the captain. And I do want to ask you guys some questions. With Busquets finally leaving and also potentially even Jordi Alba, who is going to be Barcelona's 4th captain? There has been many names coming up like Lewandowski, Araujo, Frankie de Jong, and Ter Stegen. And so if you guys do have like a definitive answer, post it on the comment sections down below and let me know who do you think should be our brand new captain or one of the captains for next season. In my opinion, I would love to see Araujo become the 4th captain for Barcelona because of what he brings to the club. And I'm not even talking about sporting wise, I'm just talking about like mentally. He is a complete warrior. And to give this player the captain armband at the age of just 23, 24 years old, it's a big deal, right? Because it is a young team. Like I understand that he's very young, but this is also again a very young team. And I think that if we start off with a young captain, a young squad, we can really bring this Barcelona squad forward. Now, another question that is going to be arising from Busquets leaving is how are we going to replace Sergio Busquets sporting wise? And let me tell you guys, it's going to be, I would say, almost impossible, if not impossible, to find an exact copy of Sergio Busquets. He is a one in a lifetime type of player. Like the way that he steals the ball, intercepts the ball, counter presses, organizes play, and has great ball progression. You can't find another player like that. Like it just doesn't exist. Let me put it in this way. Just think about how Barcelona can replace Lionel Messi. It sounds almost impossible, right? I would put Busquets in the exact same conversation. I just don't think that we can replace Sergio Busquets. And what's going to be so important on what that next player should bring within the area that Busquets was working in the field is always looking to see how can I progress the ball, and especially under pressure. Like I don't know if Gavi is the ideal replacement, Frankie, Zubimendi, Tonali, any of these players, right? Who can bring that? Because if you look at Sergio Busquets and his stats, you can see that when it comes to passes into the final third, he is in 3rd place this season in La Liga. When it comes to progressive passes, he is in 2nd place this season in La Liga. And then when it comes to through ball, he is in 3rd place this season in La Liga. So he is a great ball progressor. And so I have no idea what Xavi is going to be having in his mind in terms of how can we replace Sergio Busquets and what he brings on the field. Now, I know that many are going to be saying we're in for a rude awakening because now that Busquets is going to be out, how is Barcelona going to be moving forward? I think that's just a very pessimistic point of view. This had to be done, whether it was this season or next season. Busquets had to leave. And what we have to do on our part is for Barcelona to work hard and build a squad that can give what Busquets cannot do for us next season. It is possible. I just think that it's going to be taking 2 players instead of 1 to bring what Busquets was bringing. And I'm going to be explaining what I mean by that. Xavi Hernandez will be staying with a double pivot. You better bet that. I don't think that we're going to be going with a lone pivot. It just doesn't suit what the Barcelona squad is today. We're going to need 2 players in the CDM role to produce the numbers of Busquets. And Xavi Hernandez is a coach that needs control in the midfield. So it makes so much sense to put 2 players in that position. I know that Busquets alone could do it by controlling the midfield, organizing play, but teams evolve, right? The time changes teams. And the era of a double pivot has to be introduced into this club full time. And that double pivot, whoever those 2 players may be in the future or next season, they have to be extraordinary. And I do believe that the 2 players that can be very dominant, that can bring physicality, ball progression, high technical quality is Amrabat and Frankie de Jong. If you put those 2 players in and they're at 100% on top of their level, you can do so much in the midfield. you can really dominate any opposition. And it says here, according to Gerardo Romero, that a new pivot is a priority for Barcelona this summer. Knowing Busquets' departure, Amrabat is the first option, the most affordable one also. Xavi loves Zubimendi a lot, but he's financially out of range. And so you can see that Xavi Hernandez could be actually going for Zubimendi, but because he's going to be so expensive, he's going to be costing around 65 million euros, Barcelona will be putting their attention towards Amrabat. And just to give you guys like a comparison on what Amrabat brings compared to Zubimendi, you can see that they're almost very similar, but Zubimendi is actually very superior when it comes to heading the ball. We can also see that Amrabat is maybe just a little bit more superior when it comes to passing and physicality, but overall they're very much level. And to be very honest, if you bring Amrabat to Barcelona, I think that he can evolve his game. Like, this player wants to come to Barcelona. It hasn't been said that Amrabat is still crazy to join Barcelona and will do anything possible to get this move. So I think that if he were to come, he'll come with great enthusiasm. And here's going to be another picture to show you guys just exactly how we can view the comparison between Zubimendi and Amrabat. Again, a very similar type of graph. We can also see that Zubimendi is superior when it comes to through balls, but when it comes to like long passes, Amrabat just destroys Zubimendi for some reason. I'm assuming that maybe he's just a great long passer. And we can also see that Amrabat is great when it comes to dribbles and shots on target. So let me make this very clear. I do not mind if we give Zubimendi or Amrabat. These are two very quality players and they can bring a lot. But right now, the attention is on Amrabat. Barcelona know that they can afford him, but not with Zubimendi, because even, you know, like Zubimendi just renewed. I don't know what he was thinking. Like, I know that Zubimendi deep down knew that there were other clubs looking for him. I don't know why he would want to renew with his current club, knowing that he was going to be stopping an upgrade in his career. So it's crazy. And another player that Barcelona is looking at, it is Fabrizio Diaz, a player that we have already talked about. It says here, according to Roger Torreo, Barcelona have been laying foundations with Fabrizio Diaz, agent, over a transfer, but the clubs have yet to reach an agreement. The price tag is only 6 million euros minimum, and the player wants to go to Europe. If he's signed, he will initially be part of Barca Athletic, which is the Barcelona B team, and he can also be around the first team dynamics. Fabrizio Diaz has also stated that it's a dream to see a club as big as Barcelona eyeing you, but I'm calm. My agent will find the best option for me. So this is going to be another player that Barcelona will be eyeing to see, like maybe he could bring something close to what Busquets did bring. Barcelona have lately been really scouting South American talent, so who knows, maybe he could be the next big thing. But for the short-term future, Amrabat or Zubimendi is definitely it. So that is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.